Hey guys, and welcome back to A&J Education YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing Biology A-Level, why should you consider doing it, and if you are doing it, how to get a really high A-Level grade. Okay guys, so we're very fortunate to be joined by Maya today. Hi Maya.
Hi Sunny.
So Maya here, Maya, you did Biology A-Level.
Yes, I did.
I would hope so. And Maya, why should somebody consider doing biology?
So biology at school was one of my favourite subjects. So I studied biology and chemistry. And I think biology is a really interesting discipline because you pick up such a wide breadth of knowledge. And I think it really pushes you as well because you pick up some really interesting data analysis skills. And I really enjoyed the opportunity to learn lots of different practicals. So I think there's a combination of technical skills and knowledge which make it a really sort of challenging subject. I also enjoyed the topics we did, so learning about sort of mutations, learning about sort of cancer as well. I think these are some of the leading topics in biology which you have an introduction to at A-level, and I think it often sets you up well if you want to go into careers like medicine or dentistry. I chose to study architecture, but I think the skills I learned from my biology A-level were just as helpful to my architecture degree.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, let's say you are studying biology A-level. So how do you get the best possible grade?
Well, I think it's about consolidating what you've learned after every single lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So after every lesson, I would sort of go back and write up my notes, all sort of nicely highlighted, nicely coloured in. And I think it's really important to sort of start this from your very first day of year 12.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave it for the last 3 weeks of year 13 before your exam, because quite simply, you just won't have enough time. There's just so much content, and I think biology has a lot of knowledge for you to learn, maybe compared to other sciences. So I think it's really important that you are consistent from the very first day of your biology lessons. And I think it is also important to practice exam questions as you're going along. So I would make my notes on every single topic as we would learn them in school. And at the end of each unit, before we would have our topic tests, I would do lots of exam questions to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one thing students often don't like doing is learning about the required practicals for the course. But I think the required practicals really reflect on skills you've learned in sort of the unit. And it's important to learn these things in conjunction. So make sure you're making very consistent notes, you're doing lots of exam questions,
Mm-hmm.
and also you're testing yourself on the required practicals you've learned.
That's really good advice. I never did biology A-level, but I hear that it's very broad, as in there are a lot of topics and lots of small things to memorize. So something that we often tell our students is to use the syllabus and just to go, cross-check every point in the syllabus. Have you found this useful?
Yeah, I think with every sort of science exam I did, from GCSE level to A-level, I would get a hold of the specification and make my notes according to that. So I'd have a look at the textbook, I'd have my textbook open, and I'd have my specification, and all of my notes would cover the points from each. So often, maybe there's a certain point in your specification which you just don't like, so you sort of avoid it in the exam questions. But if you make your notes around what's based in the specification, it means that you'll be able to answer the exam questions confidently.
That's really good advice. Great. Maya, just wrapping this up, top 3 tips for someone trying to smash the biology A-level out of the park.
So I would say to revise all of your practical knowledge. It might be very knowledge-based and lots of technical details, but you need to know everything from your practicals. I would say exam questions are your friend. Do as many as possible and sort of go over the mark schemes and add those answers to your notes. And I would also say keeping on top of your notes is really, really important. It will help you when you're making flashcards and sort of revising your exam questions. So I think having a good set of notes for you to fall back on when you're sort of panicking, like the night before an exam, or whenever you need to answer a new question, I think it'll be really beneficial for you.
That's great. Guys, and just a reminder, if you haven't already signed up for my newsletter, which I send out every 3 weeks on university admissions, tips and tricks, and CV building, do check it out. It's really useful. And while it will not help you get an A star in your A-level biology, it will definitely help you expand your horizons and fill up your resume with some cool stuff for the personal statement and later on. But for now, Maya, thank you so much. Great to have you with us, and thanks for all the advice. Best of luck, guys, and thank you, Maya.
Thanks, Sunny.